Hey guys, subscribe for daily content, and if you're shopping for gear, make sure you check out the description for the newest items at some of the very best online retailers. There's also links for some of the items that I personally recommend. Thanks!
What's going on YouTube? Metal Complex here, and today I've got a really exciting unboxing video to share with you guys. I was lucky to snag this. I did buy this and pay full price for it on NC Blade. No special favors or discounts or anything. But I snagged this the moment I got their email of new arrivals, and for a little bit this is how it's gonna be, but eventually these will be, my guess is these will be widely available. So I'll offer a few different places down in the description, at least a couple of retailers that you can pick these up at, or at least be watching. It does help my channel when you use those links, but that's entirely up to you. Thanks to my patrons for supporting me, and make sure your notifications are turned on for the Metal Complex YouTube channel. Another Microtech. Man, I've been on a Microtech kick here lately, right? And think what you want about Microtech, right? But they make some of my favorite knives. In fact, I probably own more Microtechs than any other knife, any other brand right now, even Hinder, probably triple the number of Hinders. But I like these because the vast majority, save for the Socom Bravo and the Anax, the recent collabs with Reich. A lot of people ask me, aren't some Microtech knives made in China? Those two. But this, as well as the vast majority of their other products, are made in the USA. And some of them are priced ridiculously, and some of them are priced really well. I think this was actually priced really well. Okay, shut up and open it up. All right. Here's all the stuff. Declaration of authenticity. The model is the Socom RAM-LOK. This is a spear point variation, M390MK, stonewashed, etc., etc., etc. Very exciting to have a Socom, a USA-made full titanium Socom with the RAM-LOK. That is a very cool thing that we have this as an option. Oh boy, look at that. Does that feel good or what? There's a little blue area back here. Wasn't expecting that, but that's okay. We have the full titanium construction, of course. Everything else is pretty much what you would expect of the Socom, except that the frame is titanium and it's utilizing a RAM-LOK. So let's deploy it. Oh, wonderful. Look at that blade. God, that blade is cool. Now, with the thick part running almost through the middle, obviously you're going to end up with a super thick cutting edge. This is one style of blade share, one blade variation. I'm sure they'll have multiple, but I had to pick this up because it makes me think of, well, I mean, I think this is a Signature Series knife, but it makes me think of the aluminum Signature Series, where they do this like super bayonet or almost dagger style blade. It's just a super aggressive Bayo clip point kind of thing. But these have forward choils now. That's so cool. The originals don't have, yeah, they definitely don't have. So I own both variations of the Socom Bravo. I own a Socom Elite in aluminum. I plan to eventually pick up an auto aluminum, and now the titanium manual. Very cool. How does it feel as a RAM-LOK operating knife? It feels absolutely awesome. Now, I don't have all of the USA RAM-LOK knives. I don't have the amphibian, but I do have the Stitch, and I do have the MSI. So I'm going to give you guys a look here. Now, my Stitch and MSI do not have the factory tie scales. They have original GOAT titanium scales because at the time you could not buy titanium versions of these knives, and I just really wanted to pick some up. I got to be honest, I like what original GOAT does with titanium more than what Microtech offers standard. I think my original GOAT, these scales are awesome. They're textured. They look gorgeous, especially the gun stock scales on the Stitch. But you can get a factory titanium Stitch or MSI, and I think they do offer at least frag texturing, and eventually there will be a frag textured version of the Socom. This is really, really cool. It is nowhere near as bulky as I thought it was going to be. I really thought this thing was just going to be an absolute tank. And, you know, probably what would be super helpful would be to compare with the aluminum Socom, and if I can't find it quickly, then I'll cut the video and we'll just we'll dig it out so that everybody can see it. But I do own the problem is I have 5 or 6 cases of knives that are off camera, and so it's not super easy for me to just immediately find something. There it is. We got lucky. So here is the aluminum version. This is my first Socom Elite. My wife bought it for me for an anniversary gift back in 2018. So this one has a different grind. I think it's actually bigger. Let's take a look here. So there's the new one, and here's the aluminum one. I think it actually is slightly shorter, which I think is probably why it doesn't feel so nearly as massive as I thought it was going to be. Let's measure it. So you know what would also be super helpful? Let me dig out the Socom Bravo. Okay, I got it. That one was a little bit harder to find. So here we go. We got not all the Socoms ever, but all of the recent ones. So we have the Reich made, the Reich collab, Socom Bravo. This is the Tanto, the black version. We have the USA made Socom RAM-LOK, and then we have the USA made Socom Elite in the aluminum frame. So we're going to measure all three. So the Reich version comes in at 9 inches with a 4-inch blade. Let's measure the old US one. Or not the old, the Elite. This one also comes in at 9 inches with a 4-inch blade. And so the new one here, the RAM-LOK, no, this also comes in at 9 inches. What the heck? Why? Is it the camera angle? Why does this one look bigger? That's so weird. Hold on a second. That's 9 inches to the butt. God dang it. It took me a bit to realize what I said. I'm sorry. I didn't mean that. I didn't mean to say that on purpose. So this really is, it's exactly the same overall length. That is bizarre. I think it's just my perspective. Yeah, I'm being stupid. It's my perspective. Okay. So it is the same overall length. Gosh, it just doesn't feel nearly as bulky. 4-inch blade. It's huge. It's huge. It just doesn't feel huge. This feels very carryable. I love that. I love that it's finally. I mean, I know on this version it's also tip up, right? But the original has a tip down, or not the original, but the Socom Elite, the more modern one, has a tip down only. This, they still prioritize the screw back here, but I think this has. Why is this? That's weird. It's like squishy. See that? What the heck is this? Do you do something? Why are you squishy? That's weird. I can press it in a little bit. Is that by design? Boy, I have no idea. Tell me in the comments, why would this compress? Does that help with breaking glass? The other knives don't have anything like that, and it certainly doesn't do it on this guy. That's weird. This one doesn't even have it. Okay, well, anyways. The blade stock is definitely thinner, though. Like, look at this. The old one, this is 190 thousandths. And I think the Bravo was also a big, thick boy. Yeah, so that's part of what... It's definitely not nearly as thick in the frame. Like, no, it's not even close. And it's also got a thinner blade stock. So they still have relatively similar edge geometry because of where the flat is on this guy. Okay, so that's interesting. So what is the actual blade stock thickness of this new guy here? Well, let's find out. 125, 135, 120. Yeah, okay. So that's cool. With certain blade shapes, that will actually create for excellent cutting geometry. I am very, very impressed with how much less bulky this new version is, right? I mean, I carry and use this guy. I mean, it's got some recent crap on it. I also love my MSI. I think it's awesome. I carried my other Bravo. I don't carry this black one. And periodically, I do carry my Socom Elite, but not a ton. This seems the most carry-friendly. I mean, man, that is just in exactly the right spot. That is cool. What an awesome-looking knife, too. Yeah, I really like this one, guys. And it looks like it might be jagged in certain places or uncomfortable ergonomically, but no, it isn't. Truly ambidextrous. Of course, the RAM-LOK operating on a coil spring makes this superior to, in my opinion, far superior to axis locking knives with Omega springs. A lot of people ask me, don't the RAM-LOKs have issues with disengagement? So here's the lore on that. The first generation versions of the RAM-LOK did have a high enough failure rate that it was catching the attention of people, and people were uploading it on YouTube and talking about it on Reddit and all over the place. They changed the lock. They changed. In fact, the newer ones actually are a completely different size. And since the second generation of RAM-LOK, which was a while back, these new RAM-LOKs have all got really, really strong locking systems. In fact, I'll put a glove on right now and show you that this one right out of the box is just fine. My Stitch, which I've tested many times on camera, and my MSI are the same way. So here we go. Oh, I hit my phone. Yeah, I'm actually putting marks in my my top there. My desktop here. So yeah, it's fine, guys. The new RAM-LOKs are fine. There were issues with the first run of them, and I imagine occasionally someone will get a goof up, but the way that they've got these new ones set up, they are awesome. This is one of the best ambidextrous locking systems on the market. It's very, very good. And I think Microtech is just doing an absolutely excellent job with it. I am blown away by this. I really like it. And you know what? What was the price tag? This is full titanium and made in the USA. I mean, like 95% of this knife is actually manufactured in-house at Microtech Knives. Full titanium. The price was $455. Is that fair? Oh my God, it is so fair. That is such a great price. I know people are going to be blown away by the fact that I'm saying this, but you're getting a substantial USA-made product. Absolutely 100%. It doesn't matter if Chinese-made versions of the same thing cost around $200. This is made in the USA. They can't magic their manufacturing costs. So I think Microtech is doing an absolutely wonderful job. I actually was upset at the titanium versions of these because I thought the price was higher than it actually was, and I incorrectly stated during the reviews that the price was too high. I think the base price of these is also right around $400 to $450, which is really, really good. There are some variations of these that go up over $500, but versus the competition, right? Like Benchmade makes an absolutely laughable full titanium product for well over $500 versus this at coming in less, right? Anybody else that's doing full titanium USA, either the knife is substantially smaller or it is substantially less complicated, right? And they might come in a little bit less. But I think for what you are getting, if you're not just reducing it to titanium and M390, right? If you actually consider the entire package, I feel like Microtech is delivering an absolutely amazing product for $450. Whether it is the MSI, the Stitch, the Amphibian, or the Socom. I think that they're all incredible. So very cool. I'm super happy with this one. Definitely going to carry and use it. That's going to be it for me today. You will get a full comprehensive review of this guy down the road. But for the unboxing, that is it. Please make sure to follow me on Instagram at metal_complex. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like. If you'd like to check out my other content, I do, of course, have lots of videos of knives that are either expensive or inexpensive that I do or don't like, so check those out. And if you enjoy all my content, go ahead and click on that Metal Complex. So go right there and subscribe because there's definitely more coming. Thanks again for watching, everybody, and have a great day.